Weather, nature's fury. To most, just a passing glance. To weather fanatics, so much more. This is Weather All Access.
Good afternoon, this is forecaster Zach Briscoe for Analyst Weathercast, and we're here in snowy Greencastle. Snow is coming down. Forecaster Zach Briscoe here at Analyst Weathercast. We have very high snow coming down right now. At about an inch per hour rates here.
It's a cloudy, cold day in Greencastle, Pennsylvania, at Zach Briscoe's house, as he stares at barren ground as the snowfall so far this season has been under 4 inches. And even though it's cold now, it won't be for long. In Dundalk, Maryland, Ryan Krim is also experiencing a mainly snowless winter. Snowfall there so far has been held to under 1 inch. Here are Ryan's current thoughts on this winter.
Wow, this doesn't look too good. GFS is warm. It's winter, it's not supposed to be this warm. Torching like this. Kidding me? When's it gonna snow? Can we at least get some sort of hope? You know, people ask me why this winter's been so bad, and there are a couple of reasons why. And anyone who asks me, whether it be in school, or in a sporting event, or just anyone who knows that I might like the weather, I just hope the pattern's not favorable. In the years where we've seen snowfall, like what you're seeing up here, it's about the only snow you're seeing. Because in this winter, it's been nothing but rain events that have been affecting the area. And to be honest with you, it's been warm and wet, and when it has been cold, it's been high and dry. And the reason for that has been no low pressures have been riding up the coast in the Miller A fashion like they have been in previous winters, which are where we get classic snowstorms. But there haven't even been storms that have had enough cold air in the area to give us snow on small scale events like clippers or just simply overrunning events. The winter hasn't been favorable for anyone really. East of the Mississippi has places like Boston, New York, and down into our area of DC, Baltimore, and into Virginia. None of us have been receiving snow. Most of the areas are below 1 inch of the I-95 corridor. Even, Baltimore BWI Airport received 0.4 inches last week, and that was one of its most significant events of the winter. So the question people are asking, is it going to continue? And are we going to see any snow this winter? What I have to say for them is it's not looking too good, at least until the beginning of February. And long-term climate forecasts like the CFS show that it's not going to get much better, maybe even for the rest of the winter, until the spring, and then it's too late. Why? The Pacific hasn't been favorable, the Atlantic hasn't been favorable, NIO has been positive, we need it to be negative like it was in 2009, 2010. PNA, it's been negative, we need that to be positive. Arctic Oscillation, for the last couple weeks, that's been in the positive range, way up there, near record levels for its mean in December. That's unacceptable if you're a snow lover in the east. And the question is it going to change? With an AO, it's still positive, heading maybe towards negative. Even so, the other indicators are not looking like they're going to be in a favorable phase for us to see much of any snowfall, at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks. This winter's been crazy. There haven't even been threats to track. That's how far down we've been this winter. We've been degraded to little to nothing. And people are starting to get upset with the fact that we won't get any snow and temperatures are starting to rage. And the question is it going to continue? My answer right now looks to be yes. February, in most La Niñas, hasn't been any good. It's our second year of a La Niña. It's just not looking good in the east if you're a snow lover. Will we have better news in a future episode? Maybe. But for now, it's not looking too good. Euro weeklies are abysmal. Teleconnections aren't so great. Seasonal totals are near record lows. We're top 5 worst snow seasons of all time on the I-95 corridor. It's not looking good for anyone right now. Maybe it'll get better. We'll see.
Winter 2009 and 2010 was a surprise to many people, as it set records for many locations. Greencastle, Pennsylvania had 62.5 inches of snow, which was a record, and Dundalk, Maryland came in with a whopping 92.3 inches. We asked the National Weather Service what was the reason for the lack of snowfall this season, And Pete from the National Weather Service State College had this to say.
Well, the whole Northeast has really been kind of in an unfavorable storm track for the season. A lot of this can probably be blamed on the La Nina pattern that we've been experiencing for the last 12 to 18 months out in the Pacific. Basically just not favoring a cold and stormy weather pattern type track for northeastern United States and Pennsylvania.
Next we asked, what was the outlook for the rest of this winter?
Right now in the short-range models, we don't really see any specific snowstorm looming on the horizon. I think pretty much, we'll be slowly coming out of this La Nina pattern, but it doesn't look like, until well past the end of the winter season. So our official forecast for the remainder of the winter season is generally favoring a higher likelihood of above normal temperatures, but again, also a little bit favoring above normal precipitation chances as well. So pretty much a continuation of what we've been seeing for the beginning part of the winter here, is forecast to continue. Again, these long-range outlooks don't necessarily preclude, some kind of rogue storm or something like that coming up and hitting us. I'm sure, we'll get some snow over the winter, but overall, I think the pattern is supporting a little bit above normal temperature regime, and then above normal chances for a little bit higher precipitation.
So for us snow fanatics, it is not looking too good right now.
No, not at the current time. I know the winter started out really encouraging with that snowfall in October, which is kind of unusual and broke a lot of records. But since then, we've had our bouts of cold air coming down, but hasn't really been able to phase with any significant moisture. So we've had our cold spells, but haven't been able to utilize that and generate a good storm here for Pennsylvania.